Okay, so good evening, everyone.
Good evening, sir.
Okay, how are you all?
Fine, sir.
Okay, good. How's your study going on? Study or exam? Are you
Exams.
exams are going on? Okay, good.
Yes, sir.
All right, fine. Okay, can we start now? And kindly message in group or call individually to ask students to join. Okay, Jubelia is missing, Ursula is missing. Kindly ask them to join the meeting. Okay, meanwhile, let me share the screen. Okay, is it visible, guys?
Yes, sir. It is.
All right, fine. Okay, so let's suppose I want to create a user login. Okay, I want to create a user login. In user login, what it should ask? It should ask user name. Okay, it should ask username and it should ask user password. Okay, if user ID, I mean username and password both are correct, then we will display what? Welcome in FSD class. Like that we have to print. If suppose username or even password both are incorrect or one of them incorrect, in this case we will display one message: username or password invalid. Okay, so what we will do, if user entering wrong password again and again, so again and again we will ask username and password. We will stop asking procedure when user entered the correct password. Okay, for example, when you log in with your computer, so it asks you enter password. So when you write correct password, then it display your desktop. Otherwise, it display only this input field. So basically, we are not going to create this GUI actually, but we will create the logic. We will create the logic behind the GUI. Okay, we are not creating this screen like that. Okay, just we are understanding the logic of it, right? Am I audible? Yes or no?
Audible, sir.
Okay, so I have to create this logic. So how we can create this logic? So how many times we have to repeat this procedure? Do you know? Do you know how many times we have to repeat this? One time or two time or three time? Do you know? Do you know how many times we have to ask password and username? We don't know. We don't know. Suppose if user entered,
Sir,
yes, yes, tell me.
uh, can you check the chat box once?
Okay. Okay, the login come from login database. Okay, actually we are not fetching like user detail from the database, right? We will ask user manually to enter. And see, we don't have like pre-registration for the user, right? We didn't register any user. We are just understanding the loop logic here, right? So we are understanding the loop logic only. Okay. So we are not going to create database because we didn't learn any database technology yet. We are in beginning phase. We learn only the loops, okay, repetition. So that's the reason we will create only the repetition things. Okay, so the question is how many time you will ask user to enter. Suppose this is executing one time, and in one time only user entered the correct password and correct username and correct password entered by the user. So do we need to execute it second time? No, we don't need to execute it second time. In first time only we will display this message, and this login process will end. Okay, suppose user entered incorrect username. So this time we will execute it one more time. Suppose in second time also it entered incorrect details, then we will ask third time. Third time also it has entered incorrect details, we will ask four time. So we are asking until it is not entering the correct details. Okay, so infinite time we are executing, or we can say we are executing this loop until user is not writing the correct details. So what we will do in this situation, okay, if you will write for loop like I in range, okay, if you will write 1 to 100, okay, if you will write
Sir, your voice is not clear.
my voice is not clear. Okay, okay, just give me a minute.
Screen also not visible.
Tell me now.
Yes,
Is it clear now?
clear, sir.
Okay, fine, fine. Okay, so what we have to discuss, what we have to design actually, what we have to do, basically we are going to create one user login. Okay, so user will enter username. Okay, so we will take username. How we will take username? With the help of input field. User will enter the password as well. Okay, so if user entered the password, correct password and correct username, so we have to display what? Welcome. Okay, if correct. If user enter incorrect details, so we will say invalid password or username. So this we have to display. Suppose if we are so we have to repeat this procedure until user not writing the correct details. Okay, suppose we are executing this one time, and first time user entering correct details and correct password, so we will display welcome screen to the user. Okay, so we don't need to execute it once again. We don't need to execute it once again. Suppose user entered what? User entered correct username and incorrect password. So will we show the welcome screen? In this situation we will not show the welcome screen. We will ask user once again enter username and password after displaying this message, invalid password or username. Okay, so let's see how we can do this. So we will write here while loop. Okay, and we will say while always true. we will keep this loop always true. Always true means it will print again and again. Suppose I'm writing here hello, and if I'm executing this, so it is printing hello, hello, hello. How many times? Infinite time it will execute. Okay, it is keep on executing, right? So we have to stop it. We have to stop it once user enter the correct details. Right? We have to stop it once user enter the correct detail. So what we will do inside the while loop, inside the while loop, I will ask user to enter username. Right? So I'm creating one variable username is equals to input enter username. Okay. So what will happen if I will run this? So it is asking about enter username. Okay, I'm writing username is Nabil. Again it is asking, again it is asking, again it is asking, again it is asking. It is not stopping because we didn't write any stopping logic. We didn't write any stop logic, right? So what we will do, we will ask username as well. Along with username we will ask password also. Okay, enter password. Okay, so password could be integer, password could be alphanumeric, means combination of numbers and alphabets. So that's why we are keeping password as what? String. Your input function return what? String value. Your input function return string value. If you will check the data type of this, so it will be string, and password will also string type. So if I will execute it, so what it will ask? It will ask username. Suppose I'm writing Nabil. Password I'm writing hello 123. Okay, so again it is asking username. Okay, and again it will ask some password. But this process also again repeating. But we have to write the logic when it should stop and when it should repeat. So we will write here one if condition. If username is equals to FSD, capital FSD. Okay, and password is what? Password is equals to password equal to, okay, FSD at the rate 123. Right? So what we will say? Welcome in FSD classes. Right? And after that, once it printed welcome FSD classes, welcome in FSD classes. So do we need to ask username again? No, if user entered the correct username and correct password, means this condition will become true. And after that we will display welcome in FSD class message. And after that, after successfully entered into the login, means into the welcome screen, then we will break it. Okay. Suppose suppose user entered user entered wrong password or wrong username. So the condition, the if condition will false, and this print will not execute. This break will also not execute. It will go here to ask username again, and it will ask password again. If condition is true, it will print welcome screen, I mean welcome message, and it will do break. Okay, it will break the flow of while loop because while loop condition is always true. So when it will encounter break statement, it will come out the for loop. It will come out from the while loop, right? So there is only one possibility to come out from the while loop, which is writing the correct username as well as correct password. Okay, both must be true. This side and this side, both must be true. Let me execute it once again. So it is asking password, enter password. Okay, so I'm entering password like hello Okay, and username is hello, password is 123. So it is again asking, but okay, so if username is incorrect or password is incorrect, so we should write here else also, print invalid username or password, right? Okay, so let me run it once again. So it is asking enter username, so I'm writing username Navaid, password is what, 123. So what it is displaying, it is displaying invalid username or password, and it is again asking this. But when it asks again, what I want it should display one some star line. Okay, it should display some star line. So how can I print a star line? I will multiply the star. Okay, or instead of star I want to print this line. How many times? 20 times. I want to repeat the symbol. How many times? 20 times. Let me execute it now. So it is asking enter username. So I'm entering username Abed. Password is what? 123. So it is showing invalid username or password, and again it is asking username. Okay, suppose I'm writing this time the correct username, and password is what? FSD at the rate 123. So now it is showing welcome in FSD classes and loop ended. So when loop is ended means when it is coming out from the loop. So we want to display one more message, exit successfully. Okay, successfully exit from the while loop. Okay, this message I want to print. So it is asking username. Username is what? FSD. Password is what? FSD at the rate 123. So it is displaying welcome in FSD classes, and it is saying successfully exit from the while loop. Okay, all of you getting this? Are you guys understanding this program? Why we are using while loop? We are using while loop so that we can ask again and again username and password until user is not giving the correct credential. Once user given the correct credential means this condition will true, and it will print welcome FSD classes. It will break. After break, where it will go? It will go outside the while loop, and outside the while loop we have this print statement. Outside the while loop we have one print statement, and inside the while loop we have this statement 1, 2, okay, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. 8 statements are there inside the while loop, and one statement is there outside the while loop. Are you understanding? Is it clear to all? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let's
Clear, sir.
understand now continue. What's the use of continue keyword? Okay, so continue is a keyword or branching statement or passes control statement. So what is the mean of branching statement? What is the mean of branching statement? For example, let me create another program 23. Okay, so branching statement. So if I'm writing here, if 2 is equals to 2, okay, break and print what? Okay, not like that. For example, I'm writing here num is equals to what? 2. If num is equals to 2, okay, print hello and break, right? And after that print by. So can anyone tell me what will be the output of this code? what will be the output of this code? Can anyone tell me?
Hello and bye.
What about others? What will be the output of this code? You can write in chat or you can tell me directly. Sai Lakshmi, what will be the output of this? Jubaria?
Hello and bye.
Hello and bye. Sai Lakshmi?
Yes, sir. Hello.
Okay. Mehak, is she there in meeting?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So tell me what will be the output of this? Arsla?
Hello and bye.
Okay, Arsla also
Yes,
giving the
sir.
answer.
Hello and bye.
The answer of this question is what? The answer of this program is, I mean, the output of this program is there is no output. What is the output? Error only. There will be error. Let me execute it. What's the error? It is saying break outside the loop. Okay. So what's the means of
Yes, sir.
branching
Understood.
statement? See, branching statements are what? Break is a branching statement. Continue. Okay, continue is also a branching statement. Okay, so means you cannot write break or continue outside the for loop. Means whenever you are writing break, there should be a for loop or while loop. Okay, if there is looping statement, then only this writing break is possible. Okay, so what you need? You need to write for loop. Okay, so whenever you are writing break, you should make sure like your break is there inside what? Inside for loop. Okay, can anyone tell me what will be the answer now? What will be the answer of this code? Output of this code? How many numbers range will generate? 1, 2. Okay, it will generate two numbers. Okay, so first num value will be 1. So 1 is equivalent to, no, it is not equivalent to. So it will not execute this, and break also it will not execute. It will execute this print. So it will print what? By. After that, loop is not finished. Loop will execute second time. What's the num value? 2. So num is equals to 2. Yes or no? So the answer is, the condition is what? True. So if condition is true, print
Sir,
hello. After hello, just
sir,
print. Yes.
if break is applied, so it out.
Yes, yes. Come again. Break.
अगर ब्रेक लगा होगा तो ये फोर लूप से बाहर आ जाएगा ना.
If you will apply break, if you will write break, so whenever it will execute break, it will come out from the for loop. No matter how many times for loop is executing. Okay, so in this situation, once num value is equals to 2, it will print hello. And after break, it will not print by. After break, it will go outside the loop and it will print outside from file for loop. Okay, let me show you once. So see what it is printing. It is printing by. Okay, because when num value is 1, so this condition is not true. So it printed by, right? After that, loop execute second time. Okay, num value is 2. So this condition is true. It printed hello, and after that it printed break. So break means it will come outside the for loop and it will print outside the for loop, right? Okay, let me tell you one more example here. If I increase the value, okay, what's the value? 10. So how many values it will generate? It will generate 3, 4, 11.
9.
Let me write 11. So 1, 2, 3, 4, right? And after that 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So it is generating how many values? 10 values. Means according to this range, 10 time our loop should execute. But will it really execute 10 time? Or will it execute 2 time only? Let's see. Let's see how many time it will execute. First, num value is what? It is executing from beginning. So first num value is 1. So 1 is not equals to 2. Means this condition false. This condition false means if statement will not execute. So what it will print? It will print by. Okay. So it will print what? By. Okay. Okay. It will not print here. Okay. You can assume it will print by. After that, okay, there is no other statement after by. It will increase the value of num. It will take another value of num. So num value is 2. So 2 is equals to 2. Condition is true. Okay. So it will print what? Hello. After hello, it will print what? Break. It will execute break. After break, okay, after break, what will happen? It will go outside from the loop. So how many time our loop executed? Our loop executed 2 time only. 1 time and 2 time. Okay. But it should generate how many values? 10 values. But it generated only 2 values because it executed break. So once it will execute it break, it will not execute all the values which is generated by the range data type. So what will be the output? Let's see now. So it is printing by. Why it is printing by? Because when num value is 1, so condition is false. Condition false means it will not print hello, it will not print break. It will not execute break. So it will come outside the if, and outside the if by is there. So it is printing what? By. After that, num value will increase by 2. Num value will increase by 2. So num is equals to 2. Yes, num is equals to 2. Condition true. Print hello. So hello printed. Once hello printed, and it will execute break. Once it executed break, come outside the for loop. No matter how many statements are remaining inside for loop. Just come outside the for loop. And outside the for loop, how many statements are there? Only one statement, and it has printed outside from for loop. Are you guys understanding this?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine.
Understood.
Okay. Now let's understand continue. Continue is also a branching statement. We cannot use continue. We cannot use continue outside the loop. Okay. So we cannot use continue outside the loop. So for example, if I'm writing here num is equals to 2, if num is equals to 2, print print hello, okay, and continue, right? So what will happen? Num value is equals to 2, condition is true. Okay, so what it should print? It should print hello or not? What will be the output? Can anyone tell me? What should be the output? Anyone?
Error. It will give error
Why it will give error? Will it not print hello?
because we didn't use for loop. or any loop.
Okay, so the answer is no output, because whenever you are using branching statement like break, like continue, so you cannot use it until unless you are not using looping statement. So there is no looping condition, means we cannot use branching statement. This is the first point. So it is saying continue not properly in loop. Okay, so we cannot write it directly. So how we can write it? You can see continue statement is included within looping statement. We can use looping like for loop or while loop. Two loops are there. This statement continue the execution of while or for. Okay, see. So I have written what? For num in range. How many numbers it is generating? 10 numbers, because range value is what? 11. 11 means starting from 1 to 10. So whenever there is even number, so continue. Okay, let me write some logic so that you can understand. For num in range, it is starting with 1 and it will end with 10, right? And I'm writing here if condition, if num modulus 2, okay, is equals to 0. Okay, so what we have to do, we have to do continue or print after. If it is not equals to 0, then print. Okay, so initially what is the range value? I mean, what range will generate? Range will generate 1. So num value will be 1. So 1 is not completely divisible by 2. So it will not give 0. So continue will not execute, means it will print what? Num value. So what is the num value? 1. Now num value will increase by 2. Okay, so what is the num value now? Num value is 2. So 2 is completely divisible by 2. Yes, 2 is completely divisible by 2. So continue. Continue means continue generating another number. Don't go here. Don't go here. Continue means go back on the starting or beginning point. Okay, continue means do not go to execute further statements. Just go to the for loop and increase the value of num. So it will increase the value of num, which is 3. Okay, so num 3 modulus 2. So 3 is not completely divisible by 2. So means it will not continue. It will print what? It will print num. So what is the num value? Num value is 3. Right? After that, there is no statements are there. So it will increase num value. So what will be the num value? 4. So 4 is completely divisible by 2. Yes. Completely divisible by 2 means condition true. And continue. Continue means go here, go to this line and increase the num value. So num value will 5. Okay, so 5 is not divisible by 2 completely. So this condition is false, then print here. What is the num value? 5. So like that it will print. Okay, like that it will print. Whenever num is divisible by 2, so we have to continue. Continue means whatever statements are there after continue, it will not execute. Okay, means your loop will continue from again. Okay, so it is printing 1, it is printing 3, it is printing 5, and again it is printing 7 and 9. So are you understanding what's the mean of continue? Basically our loop is generating, our range data type is generating all the numbers 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. It is generating all the 10 numbers. So whatever the even numbers are there, so see, 1 is when num value is 1. So means this condition false. Okay, so condition false means it will print here num. 2 means condition true. Condition true means it will continue. Continue means it will send here to the 3. Okay, 3 is not divisible by 2, so it will print here. Okay, now it will go to, I mean 4. 4 is completely divisible by 2, so it will send the flow here. 5. 5 is not completely divisible by 2, so it will print. Okay, after next number is what? 6. 6 is completely divisible by 2, so it will send it back to the second number. Right? Understanding, guys? Are you understanding what's the mean of continue? So continue means it skip the num value. Okay, so we can clearly see here how many values it is skipping. F string I'm using. So if I will execute this, so you can clearly see how many values it is skipping. It is printing 1 and it is skipping skip this value 2. So it is skipping 2, it is printing 3 and it is skipping 4. Why? Because whenever the condition is true, it is coming here printing this line and it is continue. Continue means whatever the number value, just skip it. Tell me if you have doubt so that I will tell you once again. Anyone have any doubt or is it clear? Is it clear, guys? Okay, fine. And after that we have while, else and for else. Right? So while else and for else is what we write. See, what's the syntax is you write while keyword along with condition, and inside the while you will write two statements. We are writing statement 1 2 or as many statements you can write, as many you want. And after that we are writing else. Okay, and we have for else as well, so we will write for block and after that we will write else. So this is known as for else. Else block is executed after execution of while and for. Else block is not executed when for loop, for comma while loop are terminated using break statement. Okay, so whenever the while loop or for loop will execute by the break statement, it will not execute. Okay, see the example. So what will be the output of this code? Can anyone tell me what will be the output of this code? Okay, so let me write this code. Okay, so let me write here while, and condition is num less than equals to 5. Okay, where is num? Let me initialize num is equals to 0. Okay, and after that we have to write a statement like we can display here num or n is equals to n value we can display, right? And after that what we are doing, we are increasing the n value. Okay, and after that we are writing else, print inside else block. So if I will execute it, so what will be the output? So it is printing what? It is printing all the values of n. Okay, means this loop is completely executed. And after that, the else part is executing. So see, previously we have seen we can write else with if condition only. But here we are writing else with what? We are writing else with while. Okay, we are writing else with looping statement. Suppose if I write here some condition, if I write here some condition, okay, if I write here if n is equals to 3, whenever n value equals to 3, just break. Before break, just print one message, breaked, okay, or breaking. Okay, so when you will write any break statement in your loop, so this else block will not execute. So see, we have written this break whenever n value will become 3, so it will execute this breaking. Okay, and it will execute break statement as well. So once it encounter break statement, it will ignore the else condition. Okay, because else is a part of while loop. Whenever it will see the break, it will come out from the while loop. Coming out from the while loop means it will come here outside the loop. So what it will print? It will print n value 0, 1 and 2. It is not printing n value 3. Why? Because whenever n value is 3, it is breaking, and after breaking, this break will execute and it will come out from this complete loop. And after this loop, we have only one statement which is outside the loop. So it is printing outside the loop after breaking. Let's suppose if I am writing here continue. So will it work? Will it work? Will else block will execute? Let's see. So see what happening. So n value is equals to 0. N value, so n value is 0, 1 and 2. And whenever n value is 3, okay, so whenever n value is 3, so what it is doing, it is again printing n value. Okay, so else block is execute after execution of while and for. Else block is not executed when for while loop are terminated using break. Okay, so it does not affected by continue, it affected by break. Okay, so if you will write continue means this block will execute. This block will execute, right? So suppose if I write here, see we are printing before the continue na, so that's why it is printing all the numbers. If I write this printing statement here, okay, and this condition, I mean increment of n also I'm writing in last. So you will see now, whenever n value will 3, whenever n value will 3, it will not print n value here, it will skip n value. What happened? What is the mistake we are doing? Okay, so when n value is 3, so we are saying print this and continue. Continue means what is the n value? N value is 3. So 3 is less than 5. Yes, then it is coming again 3. So it is printing this again continue. So n value is not increasing whenever n value is equals to 3. So yeah, it may be confusing. It may be
Because
confusing, but let me tell
and
you. Let me tell you. Before this, we have to increase the. I will tell you this concept once again. Don't worry. So now it is working. So n is equals to 0, 1 and 2, and it's skipped which value? 3 value, and it is printing 4 and 5. After that it is printing inside the else block perfectly, and it is printing outside the else block perfectly, right? So see, if we will not increase the n value, so whenever it coming here, n value is equals to 3, so it should print the n value. After that it should increase the n value, then it should go to the continue. It is not like range data type. We are not using here range data type which will automatically generate all the values. Here we are generating next value by adding one value in the pass value. Okay, so don't worry. Okay, so for I in range. Okay, so 1 to 11. Okay, and print I. Okay, so when if I modulus what? 3, it should skip. Okay, we have to write. Okay, and if you want to skip, so we have to write here continue, right? So suppose I'm writing here 101, so these many values we are generating, so it will print the value. Okay, let's print after the condition, right? So whenever this condition will false, so it will print. If this condition is true, so it will skip the I value and it will continue. How it will skip? By continue statement. So whatever the multiple of 3, it will skip those values. Like it will skip 3, 3 and 9, like that it will skip. So see, it is printing what? It is printing 1 and 2, because 1 and 2 is not multiple of 3, but it is skipping 3 because 3 is a multiple of 3. Then 4 and 5 it is printing. After that it is skipping 6. Okay, so means the flow after continue, flow is not coming here. Flow is directly going to the next value of range. Are you guys understanding this program? How it is working? If you want to skip any value, so you will use the continue. Suppose if you will use break, if you will write break here, so break means breaking on which value of I? Whenever it will see the multiple of 3. Okay, whenever I value will become multiple of 3, it will break. And break means stop the loop. After break, don't continue loop, just break the loop. So it will print only and only two numbers, which is 1 and 2. And when it is going to the multiple of 3, it is breaking. It's breaking the loop. Breaking the loop means it will go outside the loop. But in case of continue, loop will not break. Loop will not break. Loop will keep executing, but it will skip the values. Okay, let me say like multiple of 5. Whenever I value is multiple of 5, then only skip, otherwise print. Okay, so you can see here, whenever I value is multiple of 5, so it is skipping that value. Okay, 1 2 3 4 and skipped 5. 6, 7, 8, 9, skipped 10 because these are what multiple of what 5. Okay, so hope you guys understanding this. Everyone, please let me know.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I think this is enough for today's class. We will continue in next class tomorrow, right? We will continue with data types. We will learn the scalar data types and we will learn the collection data types. Okay, one of the important topic we will start tomorrow. Okay, so thank you everyone. If you have any doubt, you can ask me. Otherwise, good night. You can leave the meeting. Okay, so tomorrow, okay, all right. So tomorrow is holiday. Okay, so let's do one thing. Tomorrow is holiday. We will continue tomorrow. Tomorrow is holiday, so we'll continue day after tomorrow. Okay, because Christmas is there. So celebrate your festival, and we will continue from day after tomorrow. Right? All right, guys.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes, sir.
So good night, everyone. Take care.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.